A lot of experiences I've had in my life that I'm very proud of. I retired from the Marine Corps after 22 years. In that time frame, I deployed about 7 times. I was in charge of over 230 Marines. I worked on every platform of the Marine Corps aviation, from Harriers to C-130s to F-18s.
But when I was 15 years old, as a Christmas gift, my mom bought me flight lessons. And so I flew a plane before I actually drove a car. I just absolutely loved it, and I knew that's what I wanted to do.
I worked on Wall Street for 8 years. What I loved about Wall Street was the challenge. The challenge of raising a book of business, the challenge of always getting clients in. I decided to make a career change, and I wanted to go to the very best school I could. What better school than Embry-Riddle?
Embry-Riddle's involvement in distance education began in 1971. We really helped pioneer online education. The philosophy of Embry-Riddle Online is to offer an advanced education that allows students to not only obtain the career that they desire, but to flourish in it for years to come.
I work at Executive Aviation Group. I'm a professional pilot. I did want to continue my education in general for aviation, but I also wanted to bring in the knowledge of the management side so that I can get new opportunities that are out there. So I decided to go ahead and start with Embry-Riddle for my master's.
Presently, I am an aircraft dispatcher at Talon Air. I am also a flight instructor at Ventura. The reason why I chose the online program at Riddle is because my life is anchored here in New York. From the start, my academic advisor really helped me through. We mapped out the entire program, class by class.
Students starting off with an online campus would have some concerns about feeling kind of distance. Our primary role is to make sure that that doesn't happen. We try to do everything we can to make the student feel that they have someone there by their side through it all.
We're also supported by over 100 physical locations, United States, Europe, and Asia. You can always walk into one of our locations and be supported.
If you want to have the absolute best education, Riddle is it. You have different professors from different backgrounds. Outside of Riddle, they are very engaged within their respective fields. So that gives you not only book knowledge, but real life knowledge.
The Eagle Vision website, it's phenomenal. It's fast, it's interactive with real-time video and chatting.
We are doing things at Embry-Riddle that are very unique, things that people typically thought would only happen in the classroom.
We were actually able to develop and build a virtual aircraft crash investigation lab, where students can walk around in the crash lab as avatars, and they can investigate different aspects of an aircraft accident investigation.
Taking that experience of people who've been in the field and done it, and then they're teaching today, and they've created this virtual lab based on real-world experience, it's really powerful.
You have to bring an online course to life. And that's, I think, where we make the difference and why we're rated #1. We take the time to think about what we have to do to make that learning experience enjoyable for the student and at the same time maintain our rigor.
We try to make sure that things involve simulations and that students are competing amongst one another. It's friendly competition, and it really brings out the best in people because they're learning together, they're having fun together, they're bonding, and generally it leads to lifelong networking.
I love that I can pursue my education while I have my house, while I have my job. I'm balancing everything out perfectly.
When we design our courses, we have the working adult in mind that allows students to be able to choose the schedule that works best for their busy lifestyle. Currently, we have over 12 undergraduate degrees and over 16 graduate degrees. Some of our graduate programs you can do in 1 year because of our flexible scheduling.
The Embry-Riddle name on your resume is huge. It's recognized throughout the world, and when you see the name Embry-Riddle on a transcript or a resume, your employer knows that you've had one of the best educations available.
We're trying to make sure that our graduates can obtain jobs, and we have 2 great resources for students. And one is our Career Services Department, or actually we have an Eagle Hire Network, which allows students to apply for jobs right from our network.
If one day I decide to go the management route, that can be done. If one day I decide to go the safety route, then my education, my background would have given me a solid foundation to tackle those opportunities down the road.
Having that graduate degree ultimately stepped me into a job where I was able to take what I knew from the Marine Corps as well as the education I got from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University and apply that to fields not only just aviation related, but to other aspects as well. But ultimately, I have 2 daughters. I want them to go to college. I want them to say, hey, this is what my dad accomplished. What's holding me back?
If I had the chance to go back 4 years ago and I was faced with the very same choices, would I go to Riddle? Absolutely. To this day, it's the very best choice I've ever made.